Hello friends! In this video we are going to talk about Orion school system, how it was for me to attend school in Orion, how did I recognize that I met my best friend on Orion, and how you can recognize those soul connections. In other videos I already mentioned that I was guided by my Orion mother in my Orion childhood, but she did not give birth to me. She did guide me only vibrationally, not only in my childhood as I was attending my Orion education, but throughout my life. And even now, as I mentioned, I am still connected with my Orion mother because she is in a way responsible for her children vibrationally. Orion mother had a classroom. In a way, I remember 20 or 30 energies. What is very interesting is that Orion classroom, there weren't only what we would call them pure Orions, but also so many hybrids. That is something that I've discovered in my inner work. So in a way, there were different classrooms, and in each classroom, it was this diversity between Orions and between hybrids. When I say a hybrid, that means that different galactic races, such as Andromedans, Pleiadians, Sirius, Lyrans, Arcturians, in this knowing what is to come, they did send their energies, their children energies to Orion to attend this schooling. This schooling system we could compare with exchange student system. So students from different parts of the planet, they go and they attend education somewhere else to in a way broaden their horizons, learn about the culture, and that is how you can visualize those hybrids attending Orion schooling. I do call them hybrids, but they were very much considered to be Orions. The same way how all of us, no matter what color of the skin we have, no matter what religion we have, no matter where we live, we are all considered humans because we do live on Earth. That is the same way how it was with those children energies who did come from all over the universe, from different galaxies, different planets. They were accepted into Orion systems, into Orion families, and they did receive the Orion education. Why did that happen? That happened because, of course, different light councils, different guides that negotiated and that planned as one how we should act, no matter where we come from. We all had this mission to, in a way, oppose the dark forces and prepare our energies, prepare our children so that when the time comes, that they would be ready. Because of course we were aware of the contrast. We were aware that even though we are brought in light, there is this contract that is in a way beneficial not only for us as Orions but for the whole galaxy. That is why different galactic races felt the need and obligation to send their children energies to receive Orion knowledge, to receive this education which would prepare them for the contrast that is to come. So once when they do go back to their planets, their origin planets, that they in a way provide others with this knowledge, provide others with the lessons and with this foundation of understanding that we truly need to stick together no matter where we come from. In preparation for what is going to unfold, not only connected to different galactic lives but also some physical lives, we do feel very curious, we feel excited, we feel joyous, we have so much hope for what is to come, and we are brave. That is why in higher frequencies so many of us are volunteers. So many of you did volunteer to come to Earth because you felt this urge to experience this beautiful physical reality of life that you are. So in a way, I started to connect with the root chakra in the beginning of my meditation. And I allowed my mother to show me how do I understand what is my role in Orion system, within the Orion system. Because of course, on planet Earth we have governments, we have rules, we have those positions of power, we have politicians, we have presidents. Firstly, I connected with my root chakra. I could see the vibration of this energy center, then I could see the color, then I could smell the color, and I could taste the color. So I truly felt how it is to be identified with my root chakra. So I did understand that we temporarily, in higher frequencies, within systems, within different galactic systems, we do temporarily connect, we make this energy bond to feel each other, to identify with each other. So in a way, the whole system is one. The whole system understands energetically what is each of our roles, and how do we in a way balance our roles and our soul missions that we act for the highest good of the whole systems. So in a way, I understood, as I was focused on my root chakra, I understood that in Orion system, it was not possible to see or understand your role in the system, but you can very much feel where you are. You can very much identify with different energies, with different roles, and understand where do you vibrationally stand. What is your role? What is your vibrational mission? Of course, as I was moving my focus from the root chakra to my heart chakra, I felt different sensations. And I understand that with different energies, we bond through different energy centers. So when I asked my mother, please identify me with my childhood, show me everything that I have to know. So I saw myself in a classroom. As I said, classroom was full of Orions and full of hybrids. We all received the same education, but the focus on our soul mission was very strong. The education was coherent in the material that we were receiving, but still they placed strong focus on our individual soul contracts, because of course every one of us had different soul missions and different paths. I identified with this joy, I identified with this innocent emotion, how it is to be a young energy on Orion, how it is to be curious, how it is to know that I'm so safe, so protected, that I'm surrounded with diversity, that I'm loved, that I'm adored, that I'm cherished, and also that those energies who are learning with me, that they feel the same. So the classroom in Orion school was energetic, a massive energetic field that was in a way beating like one. So we did absorb knowledge faster than we do on Earth, because it was very much vibrational, it was very much telepathic based. We didn't need to learn in a way how we do it on Earth, that we read something and then we try to remember it. It was very practical. So our Orion mother usually had 20 or 30 students, and she would immediately after mentioning something, she would in a way teach us how do we practically do it, how do we feel it, because learning on Orion is to feel. Learning on Orion is not to read, to absorb. It is just to identify, to become it. So you very much become the knowledge that you study. You don't have to absorb it in a way that we do on Earth. When I felt that I'm standing in this classroom, I felt that with my peers I was connected through my heart. And it is very maybe important to mention that also my Orion mother told me I'm connected to her and with every guide, with every mentor through my crown chakra. And that is something that we do as well on Earth. As I do my energy scans and I scan people's energy, sometimes when the person has this strong ability to communicate with their guides, or the person is praying a lot, or they just acknowledge the presence of the higher frequencies, crown chakra is very active. So what I learned in my inner work is crown chakra is like a phone. You dial the number, you pick up, and you call the guides, you call the higher frequency, you call your galactic family. And so many people on planet Earth, especially starseeds, they complain, I can't talk to higher frequencies, I can't hear them, but they never pick up the phone. So it is very much important to understand, this is why I'm mentioning this in this video, the significance of crown chakra. What does it mean for us in physical bodies in connection to higher frequencies? It is how we connect, it is how we allow. That is why so many spiritual people who in a way allow themselves to enjoy friendships with higher frequencies, that is why their crown chakra is very much active. So I did understand that there was a difference how I was connected with my Orion mother and other older, wiser energies on Orion and maybe other galactic races. I was connecting with them through crown chakra because they could influence me with their knowledge. They could download this knowledge to me. They could take care of me because of course crown chakra is on the top of the head. Not coincidentally, it is there because we should constantly be reminded there is something higher, there is something stronger, there is something bigger than what we are in this form. No matter in which dimension you are, there is always somebody wiser. There is always somebody who can take care of you, who can teach you, who can guide you. So that is why crown chakra, the connection with other worlds, is on the top of the head. So after I started to realize how I'm connected within the system, I was focusing on my peers in the classroom. And my Orion mother, she in a way made me realize that there is this female essence constantly around me. And my Orion mother said, okay, now turn right. And I looked at her and I was amazed because at that moment I realized that I know this energy. I felt the energy and I started to cry. Because I realized that is my best friend that I know in this physical reality. I understood the bond. I understood with my heart who she really is to me. And then Orion Mother started to describe to me, why do we connect with our soul sisters and brothers, with our soul family? Why do we connect with hearts? How is it possible that no matter where we live on planet Earth, that we find each other, that we feel, that we resonate? How is it possible that we find our soul tribe, that we feel as if somebody is our brother or our sister and maybe we have never met in physical life? Because something what my best friend always likes to say, because energy never lies. People do, but energy doesn't. And my Orion Mother explained to me that the frequency that we are connected with is translated and seen and perceived on Earth as emotion. There is lower frequency and there is higher frequency, when we feel bad and when we feel good. So in this state of existence, in this higher consciousness, we are aware that there is no higher frequency on Earth than love. So of course, that is why we all get connected, no matter where we are in the universe, no matter of our galactic origin. Why do we feel the bond in the heart? And I'm now, of course, not talking about intimate relationships, even though you can, of course, find your soul family in a partner as well. I'm talking about soul friendships, soul partnerships, which you truly feel deep in your heart. That is why we were in a way connected through heart, because we knew Once when we arrive to Earth, it is not going to be possible to ignore the heart. It is not going to be possible to ignore the pure love and this bond that we already have between each other. So my Orion Mother in this meditation explained to me how our soul contract is to find each other through love. And then I understood. Of course, my best friend, she now lives in another country. I live in Austria, she lives in Germany. But we did grow up with the same group of friends in the same hometown. We were just all hanging out, and it was a massive, massive group of friends. And we did spoke, and we were friendly. So, few years back, maybe 4 or 5 years, I connected the dots, of course, in this meditation. I was browsing in my old hard disk, and I found this beautiful letter that she wrote when we were 18. In this letter, she wrote about love. I read it, and I just felt I have to find this girl. I have to reconnect with this girl. So I did found her, I did reach out to her, and I said, I feel the need to send you this letter about love that you wrote when we were 18. And from that day on, we are like one. We talk daily, and we have this bond that I could not even describe as friendship. It's something stronger. And when she is feeling low, when she's feeling sad, I feel like somebody is ripping apart my heart. And especially because we live in different countries, when I feel low and sad, she writes me and says, what happened? I had this horrible pain in my heart. She understands that we feel each other. So that is why we try to, in a way, motivate each other. Please don't be sad, because we're both gonna suffer. And in this meditation, I did figure out that she, after, as we grew up, her mission was to go to Sirius B. And I was also in One Life Experience, I was also in Sirius B. But when we were children, she very much knew that she's going to go to Sirius B. And I very much knew that I'm going to found this secret society, that I'm going to stay until Orion Wars. And also one of my missions was to help those hybrid children to, in a way, to send them back to their planets and their galaxies where they came from. Because that's how I grew up. I grew up with diversity. I grew up in this understanding we're all in this together. I grew up knowing that there is this higher goal, that what we learn on Orion is not going to help us to deal with this, because galactic war is not something that happened on Orion. It's something that happened to all of us, to every galaxy, to every universe, to every matrix, because it represents something that was very much necessary. Fight between light and dark. It represents the mutual goal. It represents how strong we are once we connect and bond through heart. So that is why, even in this life, in my recognition that I did meet my best friend in Orion school, I'm so grateful, because I understand this relationship, this bond is sacred, and I do understand it's not something that I could ever ruin, because we have this sacred soul contract that we are going to love each other, that we are going to build each other up, that we are going to motivate each other and feel each other's pain. And that is why when we do connect, especially in spiritual communities, when we do connect with somebody, they feel like family, because they are. My Orion Mother gave me a few messages for my sister. And she said, tell her to cleanse your energy centers often. Tell her to not live through suffering. Tell her that you can do absolutely anything. And with that knowledge, I'm finishing this video. I hope you enjoyed this topic. Leave me in comments, do you resonate with soul family topic? Did you already recognize your soul family members? How was that for you? Until we meet again, Namaste.